Hey guys, I'm Christian with Artful Glow, and welcome to my channel where I talk about candle making, soap making, and my journey as a small business owner. Now I am so excited because today I'm going to review most of the new Candle Science fragrances. The best part of candle making for me is testing new fragrance. So I was super stoked when Candle Science dropped their new 2024 spring summer fragrances because honestly, many of them just sound so awesome and seem so perfect for my artisan collection. I am not employed by or affiliated with Candle Science. I purchased these fragrances on my own, so this review is just going to be my unbiased initial first reaction to the out-of-bottle fragrance of these oils here today. And again, this is most of the new Candle Science fragrances as of January 24, with the exception of Orange Creamsicle, which I just simply forgot to purchase and am extremely bummed about because I was looking forward to that one. But I have 11 fragrances to review today, so this is going to be a long episode. Grab something to drink, settle in, and let's get started. Before I get started, let me just remind you to like and subscribe to my channel. So I talked a little bit about Candle Science in my last video, but before I get started with this fragrance review, let me expand on that a little bit. Candle Science is one of the big names in the candle supply world, and they were probably the first supplier that Artful Glow engaged with. Candle Science has a fantastic website that is very easy to navigate with a ton of useful resources geared towards candle making, including tips and tools, and they are very responsive to questions. They also have a great YouTube channel where they talk about candle making as well as their own fantastic fragrance introductions and blending suggestions, and I will provide a link for those. Here at Artful Glow, we use several Candle Science fragrances for our artisan collection line, both as standalone and blends. Candle Science provides high-quality, affordable fragrance oil, and many of them, including the ones I'm reviewing today, are clean scents, meaning that they are made without ingredients found on the California Proposition 65 list, and they go even further by excluding carcinogens, mutagens, reproductive toxins, organ toxins, and acute toxins from those scents designated as clean, which is better for our customers and the environment, as well as being a very strong selling point. I want to point out real quick that clean does not mean vanillin-free, because vanillin is not a toxin. I get a lot of questions and concerns about vanillin content in candles. Vanillin is just another name for vanilla, and as you know, vanilla is a completely natural and even upscale product that makes an outstanding blending agent for fragrances and candles. While vanilla is not toxic in any way, it will discolor candle wax, eventually giving it a brown or yellowish hue. This happens when vanilla is exposed to light and air, then oxidizes. So just be aware that some of these new clean scents do contain vanilla and could discolor your candles if that is something that concerns you. Alright, I have 11 of the new Spring Summer 2024 Candle Science fragrances here with me today, and they are Sunwashed, Tulip Fields, Coastal Cottage, Vanilla Orchid, Olive Leaf and Citron, Forest Chai, Golden Hour, Azure Coast, Pink Watermelon Lemonade, Bohemian Rose, and Spiced Oat Milk. So let's get started. First up, we have Sunwashed. Candle Science lists the fragrance notes for this one as top notes of petit grain, orange, and grapefruit, middle notes of cotton blossom and coconut, base notes of musk, wood, and powder. Sunwashed is a clean scent and is candle, soap, lotion, and diffuser safe, and contains no vanillin if that is something that concerns you. Here we go. The first review for the day is Sunwash. Let's see what this does for us. Okay, so I'm getting an average fragrance throw out of the bottle and on the strip. Beautiful, bright, and smooth are my first impressions here. The coconut is soothing that out for me, but not in an ozonic sense. It is just kind of working to smooth it all out and take you on that journey. The powder also is just the right amount. It's not coming across as powdery, but it's giving this entire thing a matte-like finish for my senses. The musk is also helping to modernize this fragrance. Very pleasant fragrance. Nice complexity, subtleness, and smoothness. I can imagine this in our artisan collection. So that one was Sunwashed. So next up we have Tulip Fields, and this is another clean scent. It is candle, soap, and lotion safe, but not approved for diffusers, and it does contain some vanilla if wax discoloration is a concern to you. Candle Science lists the fragrance notes as top notes of peach and plum, middle of peony and tulip, base of green leaves and musk, and I'm very excited about this one because I'm always looking for a floral scent, especially with Valentine's and Mother's Day approaching. Okay. First thing I want to talk about is how powerful this fragrance out of the bottle and on the strip is. Wow, this is one of the strongest fragrances I have ever smelled out of the bottle. I want to say it's almost like an assault on the senses, well, the sense of smell. It's so powerful. Definitely a strong and powerful floral fragrance. And it's so powerful that it's difficult for me to pick out individual elements. But it's clearly floral. I'm also getting the green. I'm getting the tulip. The tulip is very realistic, but the power of this fragrance is the main feature that's coming through to me here, and I'd be curious to experiment with this fragrance in one of my candles, to experiment with the load percentage, maybe bringing it down to a lower percentage than I would usually use, maybe starting at 7% and going from there. I'm really not sure about this one, as I think it's just too potent and in your face for Artful Glow candles, but if you're looking for a very strong floral, this could be the one for you. And this, again, was Tulip Fields. All right, so next up we have Coastal Cottage. When I was watching the Candle Science promotional reviews of these fragrances, one of the presenters really sold this fragrance, so I'm interested to try it. The top notes are listed as bergamot and sea salt, which I love. Middle notes of peony and mint, base notes of juniper, light musk, and marine. So this sounds like this is going to be an ozonic scent to me. Coastal Cottage is recommended for use in candles, soaps, and lotions, and diffusers. It is a clean scent and contains no vanillin. All right, so let's see what Coastal Cottage does. Okay, so it's less ozonic than I was expecting, which is, for me, a good thing. The juniper is really coming through for me here, and I love juniper. I'm also getting the light musk, the sea salt, and a lot of mint, which is playing well with the other fragrances that I detect. Wow, I was not expecting to like this one as much as I am, and this is going to be a top fragrance for me. It's such a clean fragrance and also just so interesting and more complex than a lot of Candle Science fragrances. So wow, that's Coastal Cottage. Very nice. So next up we have Spiced Oat Milk. Now I am a huge fan of spicy fragrances, desert fragrances, incense, and things like that. So this was one of the top fragrances in the Candle Science drop that I wanted to try. I also love the name Spiced Oat Milk and think it would go well with our candle line. The top notes listed for this from Candle Science are cinnamon, lemon peel. Middle notes are oat, brown sugar, and molasses, with base notes of milk, musk, and praline. This clean scent is safe in candles and soaps, but not lotions or diffusers, and does contain quite a lot of vanilla if discoloration is a concern for you. Let's see what Spiced Oat Milk does. Wow, so yeah, this is a gourmand fragrance all the way. Out of the bottle scent throw is average. I'm impressed by how clearly the milk fragrance comes over, but I'm a bit disappointed by the overall spice level. I would describe it as a sweet smell, not super sweet, but transitioning from middle to high levels of sweetness. And I could see doing something with this fragrance with the Artisan collection, but maybe as a transition from summer to autumn type fragrance. Yeah, this is one that I would need to come back to down the road and look at again, and then try it out in wax. Not what I'm looking for right now, but possibly down the road I could see this as an autumn fragrance. Next up we have Forest Chai. This is another fragrance I was really looking forward to trying. As I just said, spiced fragrances are among my top fragrances, and I'm also partial to forest and tree scents. And I think that the chai element would fit so well in our more adventurous artisan collection. Like all the other fragrances we have here today, this is a Candle Science clean scent. Top notes are orange peel and peppercorn with cardamom. Middle notes of ginger, anise, and nutmeg with base notes of fir, cinnamon, and honey. So definitely a lot of spice in this one. This is also candle and soap safe, but not diffuser or lotion safe, and does contain vanilla. So it has a medium to mild scent throw out of the bottle on the strip. The fir is the main note for me along with the spice. And as I smell it longer, the notes are blending to give me that chai type of fragrance, which is rather pleasant. In the beginning, this one hits me as a very classic grocery store type of scented candle fragrance. But as I let it develop, it gets a bit more complex. Yeah, this is one that I'm interested in, but I also need to try it in wax. And I'm also wondering if, like the spiced oat milk, this is not a more autumn-winter type fragrance. The tree scent and the spice is really working, to give me that Christmas tree type vibe. But I'm not completely discounting this one as a year-round fragrance because it has the gourmand quality to it, which, though I would not really classify this necessarily as a gourmand fragrance, it sort of straddles the line of gourmand and woodsy. Sweet, but very mild sweetness. So next up I have Azure Coast. Obviously I'm expecting an ozonic fragrance here. Candle Science lists the top notes as marine, honeydew melon, and apple. Middle notes, lily of the valley, jasmine, and base notes of sandalwood and musk. This one is also a clean scent and is safe in candle, soaps, lotions, but not diffusers, and contains no vanilla. So let's see what Azure Coast does for us. Medium throw out of the bottle and on the strip. I'm getting the marine and the melon right up front. The jasmine is also there, but I'm really looking for it. So this is not a floral at all. I also detect the sandalwood, which is grounding it all together. Very relaxing fragrance, very clean. I can see this being used in bath products for sure, though I'm not completely sold on the idea of having it in a candle, but I wouldn't rule it out. And I do enjoy this fragrance, so I'm open-minded to it. And just a reminder that if you are enjoying this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot, and I really appreciate it. All right, next up we have olive leaf and citron. This is another one I was really excited about trying. I love the name of it and the clean, elegant Mediterranean image that comes to mind when I think about olive leaf and citron together. So Candle Science lists the top notes as bergamot, marine, and lemon. Middle notes of grass, rose, olive, and green leaves. Base notes are wood and musk. This one is candle, soap, and lotion safe, but not recommended for diffusers. It is a clean scent that contains no vanilla and is also phthalate free. So let's try olive leaf and citron. All right. So out of the bottle, I'm getting medium to high fragrance throw. The first thing that's striking I detect is the bitterness, which is interesting because it's more like lemon peel than lemon. I detect a lot of green in this. It's a very fresh scent. And if this is a candle, it's going to be a kitchen candle without a doubt. For me, I think it smells a bit too much like dish soap to use in a candle line. But I can see this possibly as a summer fragrance and something I might want to burn in the kitchen. So that was olive leaf and citron. I'm not a huge fan of this. maybe more so in soap. So next up we have pink watermelon lemonade, and this is one that I'm super excited to try because I'm looking for fruity and fun fragrances for the Artisan collection, and I just saw Alan from Earthglow's review of this one, and he was pretty impressed by it, so I'm super excited to sample it as well. So Candle Science lists the top notes as watermelon, lemon, and green leaves. Middle notes are strawberry, pineapple, and gardenia, with base notes of sugar and vanilla. This one is only recommended for use in candles, as it is not soap, lotion, or diffuser safe. It is also listed as a clean scent and phthalate-free, and despite having vanilla listed as a bottom note, this contains no vanilla. So good throw out of the bottle, and immediately I'm getting a very true-to-life lemonade fragrance. It's almost like a watermelon lemonade popsicle for me. Everything is working really well together here, and so well that it's kind of difficult for me to pick out the individual notes. But I do get the strawberry, a little lemon. No, more than a little lemon. And the watermelon is there. It's not overly sweet at all, and the smell is exactly what you think pink watermelon lemonade would smell like. I'm very impressed by this one because it is so true to life and not artificial to me. So that was pink watermelon lemonade. So next up we have Bohemian Rose. And like seemingly everyone, I struggle with rose fragrances. I think this is because I love the smell of real roses, and like many people, that is one of the scents I am most familiar with. So it is hard, in my opinion, for fragrance manufacturers to create something that really captures the essence of rose without smelling old or artificial. I can tell from the fragrance notes on Candle Science's website for this one that they are really trying to update the rose fragrance, because they have top notes of basil, which sounds exotic with rose, along with grapefruit. Middle note is rose and magnolia, and base note of patchouli, which patchouli is something I love. This one is candle, soap, lotion, and diffuser base safe and contains no phthalates. It does contain a small amount of vanilla if discoloration concerns you. So, Bohemian Rose. So out of the bottle, I'm getting a rather strong throw. The rose comes right up and introduces herself to you, with the magnolia coming right behind. So this is for sure a floral fragrance. I don't so much detect the grapefruit, but something's working to brighten this, and I assume that the grapefruit is contributing. I get the patchouli right at the end, and it does help modernize it for me. And I'm impressed with this fragrance. I need to test it in wax, but I really like how I don't get the powder scent that I get from most other rose scents, and I feel it's about as real a rose as I've ever found in a fragrance oil. So good job, Candle Science. And next up, I have Golden Hour, which, funny enough, I am releasing my own Golden Hour fragrance in my new Maestro collection that's coming out next month. And that fragrance is completely unrelated to this one. So when I heard that Candle Science had its own Golden Hour fragrance oil, I was intrigued. This one is safe for candles, soaps, lotions, but not diffusers. It is a clean fragrance that is phthalate-free and has some vanillin content, so will likely discolor. Per Candle Science, the top notes are orange, bergamot, with middle note of coconut and gardenia, and base notes of musk, amber, and vanilla. Average fragrance throughout the bottle and on the strip, and this one is a surprise to me because it's rather complex for a Candle Science fragrance. I'm getting a little bergamot and for sure detect the amber and coconut. So this is ozonic for me, but a more subtle ozonic and rather complex. Very smooth and easygoing fragrance that I just want to keep smelling because my nose is detecting some almost mystery to this one. Well, I'm impressed by this, and though it has the hallmarks of a Candle Science scent, it's a rather complex one, and I like this one a lot. So this one was Golden Hour, and this is going to be one of my top ones. And finally, last but not least, we have Vanilla Orchid. And again, I'm in the market for florals, and I feel that Orchid sounds like a fragrance that would work so well with our aesthetic. I'm also finding that I'm getting into vanilla fragrances lately, which, by the way, vanilla blends so well with so many fragrances. And when it is a quality product, it's just such an upscale scent. Candle Science lists the top notes as orange and green leaves. And we've got a lot of green leaves in this fragrance launch. Middle notes are jasmine and heliotrope, with base notes of sandalwood and musk, and of course vanilla. This one is candle, soap, and lotion safe, but not for diffusers, and is phthalate free with a lot of vanilla content, so it will likely discolor wax. So I'm getting average throw out of the bottle and off the strip. Very interesting because it's not what I thought it would smell like. And immediately I'm struck by a curious fragrance that makes me want to explore it more. Yeah, I'm getting the orange, I'm getting the heliotrope. I guess I get the jasmine, but it's very subtle. Along with the sandalwood, which is also very subtle. The vanilla finishes it off and gives it a nice cream soda-like quality. I'd identify this more as a sweet fragrance than a floral, but it is a very mild sweetness, really more complex than sweet, but not perfumey. I'll test this one in wax to see how it performs in a candle, but I could see this one as, yeah, I could see this one as in the Artisan collection, if not overly sweet once in wax. So that was Vanilla Orchid. All right, well, that concludes today's episode, and wow, that was a lot to get through. I can tell you, for me, the top three that I'm most excited to work with are, starting from the bottom, number 3, Pink Watermelon Lemonade, number 2, Coastal Cottage, and number 1, Golden Hour. I could also see Forest Chai and Sunwashed in the top 3, depending on my mood, but for today, that's where I'm at. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments. Have you tried any of these new fragrances yet? And if so, let me know what you think. Or is there a fragrance here you would like to see in one of my candles? Leave your comments and let me know what you think. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at artful. Take care, everyone. Until next time, bye.